going to share the 2 methods that can help you become debt-free. And I will also share the real case study of my childhood friend Devika. By the end of this video, I will show you the exact plan Devika used and you too can follow along to become debt-free. So let's begin. Devika told me how she was struggling to manage her debt. And this is what her debt numbers look like. Home loan, car loan, phone EMI, minimum credit card dues, travel loan. Her total EMI outgo for a month was a whooping 60,500 rupees. With her take-home salary of 1 lakh per month, she was paying 60% to pay off her EMIs, which left her with just 39,500 to pay off her rent, utilities, investment, and other discretionary spendings. I also told her EMI-to-income ratio should ideally be around 40%, and hers was a 60%, which was a major red flag. That signaled that she has less money to invest in SIPs or mutual fund, lesser buffer for emergencies, and she was facing a higher financial stress. In fact, the average urban indebted households in India carries over 5.3 lakh in debt. Nationwide, household debt has surged to 43% of our GDP, a record high as of FY24. Before I could tell Devika those 2 methods, she was worried about something else. The first was that if she is unable to manage her debt, she might fall into a debt trap. So a debt trap is a situation where your income is not sufficient to make those repayments and you continue borrowing in order just to stay afloat. For example, you have recurring expenses like rent, utilities, etc., and you are using your credit card to repay those. But in order to repay your credit card bills, you are taking a personal loan and this vicious cycle continues. Falling into a debt trap is not a good sign for your financial future. But the good thing is you can come out of it. You just need to watch this video to understand what is a debt trap and how to escape it. The second thing that was on Devika's mind was that her debt can affect her credit score. A weak credit score leads to slower loan approvals or higher interest rate or shorter repayment period, and that can be quite stressful. In order to understand why a credit score is important, do watch this video. Breaking her chain of thoughts, I told Devika about the first method. It is all about prioritizing efficiency. You start by paying off debt with the highest interest rate first, like credit card or personal loan. Once the most expensive debt is cleared, then you move on to the next highest one and so on. This is called avalanche method and it saves the most amount of money on interest over time, which is suitable for the individual who is financially disciplined, comfortable with delayed gratification, and focuses on long-term results rather than quick emotional wins. By the way, I'll also share a bonus tip later in the video, but first let's talk about the second method. The second method takes on a more emotional and motivational approach. You begin by paying off the smallest debt first, irrespective of the interest rate, while maintaining a minimum payment on all of those debts. Once the smallest debt is cleared, then you move on to the next smallest one. It's like picking up momentum or a snowball rolling down the hill. This method is called snowball method and is suitable for individuals who are overwhelmed with these multiple debts or who lose motivation often quickly or need quick wins to stay on track. It works well for those who are emotionally driven or need visible progress to stay on track, even though it's not the most mathematically efficient way. Now, continuing with my friend Devika and her debts, she chose snowball method to come out of her debts. Her first target, the phone EMI. It is the smallest in size and paying it off in full gives her immediate sense of achievement. Once that's cleared, she moved on to credit card debt next. Not because it's 36% interest rate, which is high, but because it's the next smallest balance. After that, she'll tackle the travel loan, followed by the car loan, and eventually the home loan. This approach keeps her motivated because with each cleared loan, she sees some progress. If I was in Devika's shoes, I would have chosen avalanche method. And my first priority would have been that credit card loan with 36%. It's draining my money fast, so even while I continue making minimum payments on all other loans, I put every extra rupee I can towards clearing that credit card. Once it's gone, I shift focus onto phone EMI at 18%, followed by the travel loan at 14%, and so on. This method might not give me the quick emotional wins by wiping out the smallest loan first, but surely saves me a lot of money in the long run. Now, let's talk about that bonus tip we mentioned, which is often overlooked by people. Do you know you do not have to repay your loans at your lender's terms? You can actually call your bank and lender and renegotiate these terms. For example, you can ask them to give you a lower interest on credit cards or convert it into a lower interest EMI. Or you can ask them to increase the repayment tenure for your car loan, which will help you reduce the monthly outgo and free up some cash. Or you can consolidate your high interest loans like travel or phone EMIs into a personal loan at better rates. This one step can give you more breathing room even before you choose between avalanche or snowball method. Make sure you cater to all these points. Number 1, track your EMI to income ratio. Keep it below 40% to avoid financial strain. Number 2, choose your strategy. Use avalanche for efficiency or snowball for motivation. And 3, use financial tools. Leverage calculators, budgeting apps, and credit score checkers for control. We all want financial freedom, but debt often comes in the way. The good news, you can beat it. Whether you tackle it by paying off the highest debt first, or you start small and eventually build momentum. What matters the most is you start today and keep going. I hope you like this video. Do tell me in the comments which method you will choose, snowball or avalanche, to kick off your debts. See you in the next video. Till then, happy investing.